We could do it. Let's do it, guys. The Captain's Log with Tom Green. Hey, we are live.
Good. What about that camera?
This one. Let's turn them all on.
We've got so many cameras.
We're going to turn everything on and go
live.
live.
Captain Brian's got so many cameras. I don't know which one to look at.
Do you like it?
I like it. I'm not going to look at any of the cameras because I don't want to look like I'm looking at the wrong camera.
No, of course not.
I'm going to look around at stuff. Not going to look at any of the cameras because I don't want to look like I'm looking at the wrong camera. So I'm just going to look around at stuff.
Yeah, don't look at anything.
Yeah, I said that twice.
We need gas today, though. Today's the first time I think I might have to get gas live on the log.
Have you ever run out of gas on the Captain's Log?
No, that would not be fun. Yeah. I haven't done much driving tactics on the log. Mostly just driving.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, haven't gotten pulled over.
Yeah.
Thank God I haven't gotten an accident.
Yeah.
Mostly just driving.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've watched the show quite a bit.
Well, I appreciate that. You know what's funny is, of course,
it's my favorite show.
It's your
Can't believe I'm on this. I feel like I'm doing Letterman right now for the first time.
Well, speaking of
I'm a little nervous.
You are now doing Larry King show, which is amazing.
I'm guest hosting Larry King Now, which is on Hulu and Aura TV, and it's been really cool, and I've gotten to do multiple episodes of the show, 10 episodes we've done already, and I think we're going to be doing more.
Do they release all of them at once?
No, they kind of been coming out.
They come out like daily or weekly?
A few a week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Daily, I think, yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, so.
And how's the studio? Is it like a big production thing? Or,
yeah.
it's legit. Like,
Larry King Studios. It's amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. That's what's cool about it, because I've done, homemade broadcasts, kind of like this, where I've hooked up a bunch of cameras and done web shows and things. But it's cool to be able to go down there and have like a full state-of-the-art
Speaking of which, Josh Spray is on there right now. Josh, what's up, buddy?
You can see
we're going to do a little deal with Tom Green today, this week. I told him we're going to get hooked up.
Yeah.
And,
Josh Praise, your friend you were telling me about.
Yeah.
He's got millions of followers.
Yeah, he's my boy, so we're going to hook it up.
Hey, Josh, can you tell your followers to go look at my YouTube channel? I posted 2 new music videos this week.
And how you going to rap? You rap about your new song.
Yeah, I have a new song. We just world premiered it. We just played it on 105.5.
Yeah, the beat.
The beat.
And the name of the song is?
I Want to Be Friends with Drake.
I love that.
I Want to Be Friends with Drake.
I love that. That kind of is everybody's song. Yeah, that's their theme song.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't like Drake?
What's the beat, your favorite line in the song?
In my song?
Yeah.
I think it's, I know you said no new friends, homie, but that's exactly who I am. Yeah.
I was looking at the beat, but I love the photography that you did, the footage of the video. They have to go to your Tom Green, not on your Facebook, I'm sorry, on your YouTube, because you have the video and you shot it all across Asia, right? Yeah, so I'm here doing... Which I love.
I'm here in Florida doing stand-up comedy at Off the Hook this weekend. And I'm touring all the time, but I was in Asia a few weeks ago. Did a 3-week tour throughout the continent of Asia. Hong Kong, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Philippines, and China, Shanghai, China. And so we shot 3 music videos over there, actually.
Wow.
Two of which have just been premiered. There's a second video up on the website also.
What I love about all the stuff you do, it's so organic. Like, everything you post is just stuff that you create, your content that it's original for you. And you were like one of the first guys to even do that, period.
Yeah, I was into skateboarding videos when I was a teenager, and I remember seeing skateboarding videos. Tony Hawk, who I just interviewed on Larry King Now, who's now a friend of mine, but I was, he was my idol when I was growing up. And part of the reason was because I just, not only because I loved watching the skateboarding, but I loved watching the videos they would make. And that was the first time I remembered ever seeing like videos that weren't made by a major television network.
Right.
And how the world's changed right now. Everybody's making videos themselves and posting on Facebook, so we're used to seeing raw guerrilla kind of content now. But back in the 80s, right, that was just so rare to see anything that was, and to me it was appealing to me because you felt like you were seeing something you weren't really supposed to see. It wasn't run through a corporation and a series of checks and balances, and you get this sanitized show. It was like, there used to be this video called Faces of Death that people would watch. It was on a VHS. People would hand it around, and it was like crazy, like, a guy jumps out of a plane, his parachute doesn't open, and he lands in a pit of alligators. It probably was all fake, but it felt real.
Right.
I mean, I don't like to date myself and sound really old or whatever, but I'm 47 years old.
You're not old.
Yeah, I remember, but if you're 20 though, 47 is really old, right? So if you're 20, that sounds really old. When a 20-year-old hears somebody talking about how they remember, the world before cell phones,
before the internet,
before reality TV, that's like when we were kids hearing somebody talking about like how grandma didn't used to have electricity.
Right. It is.
And you'd be thinking like, wow, man, grandma's old. She didn't have electricity. It's almost probably weirder to imagine a world without the internet and cell phones for a young person today, because we're so, consumed by them.
What I find absolutely amazing is that when it's as new as like, iTunes, like you didn't remember iTunes? And I'm like, that's not that old. Like YouTube is 12 years old. It's not that old.
Yeah,
but like my kids, they don't understand. Like
YouTube, this thing we're on right now, is 12 years old.
Right. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It really is.
Rome.
Yeah.
Mariquin.
Brian Fox. I got some friends
Shelley,
from Wakefield. Back in the high school days of Wakefield, Mass, in the house when Tom Green was hitting it big time. We were all fans. All fans of your show, not to mention fans right now. So how did you know, like,
Dorota Blair is watching.
It wasn't a thing to record people and do funny videos, and like, how did you know that was going to be okay? Like, you could just do it. You were just hoping, or did you feel like, hey, I'm going to make something out of this? Because you really went in full. I mean, you started doing it like...
Yeah, I went to school for broadcasting. I was a huge David Letterman fan. Loved Late Night with David Letterman and The Late Show, and loved when he would go out in the street. And I loved when he'd do things that were kind of edgy, like, go out and yell at people with his megaphone out of his office at people in the street, or deliver a fruit basket to the CEO of GE or whatever. So it was like it was something I was sort of a huge fan of, and I just thought I want to try to do sort of a guerrilla version of that, a non-network version of that, and I was a fan of traditional comedy. I loved SCTV and Monty Python and Saturday Night Live and funny movies and comedians and stuff. So I was aware that there was sort of a mainstream way of doing things.
Yeah.
And then there was the skateboard video way of doing things. So I tried to kind of combine the two, and I did pursue trying to get the show picked up by MTV. I mean, we did the show for years in Canada. We were on a small network in Canada first, before MTV. Started on public access, did the show for free for years, several years.
People don't get that leads to so many things sometimes.
Yeah.
Putting in the time, putting in the energy, and making something out of nothing, and then you built enough that it has value.
The Captain's Log could easily be
like,
on
look at this show. Damn
CBS someday.
That's right.
Someday we'll be watching this on CBS. Captain Brian on the Captain's Log. Late night, CBS late night, right after Stephen Colbert comes on the Captain's Log.
You do inspire
and you'll say,
me for that.
I did this show for free for a while.
Because I've been doing this now for quite a long time. People say, well, why do you do it, man? Well, it's number one, I like to document everything that we have going on in life.
Yeah. All
the cool people like yourself that I meet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I may not have this opportunity if I didn't have the comedy club, or if I didn't have the ability to turn on the cameras and just roll with it.
This is the new business model for show business, right? You have a comedy club, you're selling tickets, people are watching. Presumably some of these amazing people are going to come down to the comedy club tonight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night in Naples, Off the Hook Comedy.
To see the famous Tom Green.
Come on down, doing 6 shows. And so, you know, that's the revenue model now, right? You know, we're selling tickets here.
We are.
It's you know, it's interesting, you know, like people sort of who don't do stand-up, who are in the entertainment business, don't really think, I think, about the show business model the same way. Once you start doing stand-up, you really think of it differently. Like,
because you're with the people.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why that they're casting so many comedians in movies these days, too. Because they're actually... It's almost like a rock star, right? Where you go out and you have a concert tour because you released an album.
Yeah.
It's not like Tom Cruise is touring around theaters saying, hey, everybody, come watch my movie.
Yeah, although I would go to that show.
I would, too.
That'd be cool.
It'd be a very good show.
Tom Cruise started doing stand-up, I would be the first in line. I would love to see that. And he'd probably be really good, too.
I bet.
He's obviously a great performer.
Charismatic.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, Tom Cruise...
Did you ever meet him?
I never met him, but he went to my school. He lived in Ottawa for a while when he was a kid in Canada. Yeah, his dad was in the U.S. Navy. And he actually, rumor has it, he lived on the same street that I lived on when I grew up, where I grew up. But I've never had the opportunity to run into Tom Cruise.
Who would you want to
ask
meet?
him about that? Well, I've met David Letterman, but I would love to interview David Letterman because. You know,
because of the beard now, because you look alike.
Just because I have a million questions for him, and he's just was such an inspiration to me, and I look up to him. So it'd be cool to be able to interview him and do that. Who have I not met that I would like to meet? I was doing a bit recently. I was sort of screwing around with the audience recently in one of my shows, and you know, the bit is that I've basically met everybody except Tom Cruise. I've basically met everybody.
And Drake.
And so, like, name...
Wait,
yeah,
did you meet
no,
Drake?
I haven't met Drake.
But he's coming soon.
Yeah. But, I mean, not to play celebrity name dropping here on Captain Brian's the log, but name somebody, I'll tell you whether or not I've met them or not.
Howard Stern.
Met him, yes. Yes, I've
good
been
guy?
On his, great guy.
That's probably one of the only guys I want to meet.
Been on his show.
I want to meet him.
Yeah. Howard Stern phoned me on my cell phone a couple of times. We had private off-radio conversations.
Very cool.
He was always very supportive. Okay, who else?
Females, let's see.
Anybody. Name anybody.
How about...
I've met everybody. I've been living in Hollywood for 20 years.
Cindy Crawford.
Never met her.
Ah, see?
Never met her, no.
But do you care to meet her?
Yeah, no. I would like to meet her. I'd like to meet everybody. I like everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, but seriously, I've met everybody. Name someone, I've met them. Other than Tom Cruise and Cindy Crawford.
Let's see. How about...
And I'll tell you a brief story about
everyone?
About where we met and how we met, yeah.
Did you ever meet Barbra Streisand?
Never met her, but I did see her in a restaurant once.
Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers I had met. She was amazingly supportive of me. We were on the Celebrity Apprentice together. She won that season. Also, I did her show In Bed with Joan, so I actually went over
did that. I thought that was a great show.
Yeah, it was fun. It was kind of like this.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not in bed with you right now,
yeah,
Captain
well,
Brian,
we have, I mean, let's not lie to the camera. Yeah. It's been in the past, I mean.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But, I love Joan, and she was an incredible legend. Okay.
She really was.
Next.
I don't know, who was the person that you're most proud that you met?
The proudest person to have met?
Yeah. Or the most inspiring?
Probably Letterman. That was the most exciting moment for me when I got asked to be a guest on his show, and then I got to guest host his show once too. I actually guest hosted Letterman once as well. So that was probably, for me a big deal. But it's cool. I am sort of a big fan of so much comedy and films and television, so I do get a little bit of a thrill out of meeting people. Yeah,
I didn't actually expect that.
I get nervous when I know I'm going to interview someone that I've never interviewed before. I get nervous if I have to go to
More nervous than being on the captain's log, or less?
More nervous.
Way more.
More nervous.
Wow,
yeah.
Shocking.
On the scale of nervousness from 1 to 10 right now, I'm at around a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
I really bring the best out of you.
Well, I'm still a little nervous though.
Yeah. it could be a 0.5.
Yeah.
I know. So that's good. That's good. I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Now that he's putting it in the perspective.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Let's put it this way though. When I'm going to sleep at night, I'm about a 3.
Thanks. You didn't have to throw that in. We didn't have to add that part at all.
No, I have a lot of anxiety. So because you're sort of keeping my mind occupied right now, I'm actually a little less nervous than I would be.
So I put you at ease.
When I go to sleep, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. I'm like, what? Am I gonna have a heart attack in my sleep?
If you need me to cuddle tonight,
am I gonna wake up in the morning?
If you need me to come over to cuddle, to put you to sleep like this, I'm happy to do that.
Okay. I know you got some stuff you got to do.
So. I want to make sure that you're comfortable here in Florida.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
6 big shows. Off the Hook Comedy Club.
Yeah.
How can they find you on Instagram? You're at Tom Green, right?
Tom Green on Instagram.
Yeah.
Tom Green Live on Twitter.
Yep.
And I'm on Facebook. But go to Instagram first because I'm on there.
You're the most relevant there. You're posting the stuff.
I like it more. I like it more.
Yeah.
I like the pictures. I read the comments. But I'm on YouTube also, on my YouTube channel. So come find me.
So come hang out with Tom.
Kevin Brizzy is watching.
Kevin Brizzy, yeah, Wakefield,
oh,
my
Brizzy,
homie from Wakefield.
The French,
and then Bob,
the French
Boston Bob, and Brad.
Kevin Brizzy.
All kinds of people watching today saying hello to Tom Green.
Hey everybody.
They're starstruck, Tom. Starstruck.
So
like
glad
me.
to see you guys. Please come out and see me tonight. And I actually have my album for sale too at the show, a vinyl record.
You do have a vinyl record.
Printed on green vinyl.
Very good.
I have a few copies available.
I'll trade you a signed vinyl for a signed bottle of Captain Brown's vodka.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Is that a good deal?
Yeah, that's a good deal.
That's a barter.
That's amazing.
That's a win for both of us.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, this is the Captain's Log. This is my friend Tom Green. It's been a pleasure, buddy. Listen, I always appreciate you coming to the club. One of my favorites. It's been many years now we're working together.
Yeah. How many? Like almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. And for me, it's an honor, and it's exciting. You guys are going to get a great show. Off the Hook Comedy Club, Tom Green. This is the Captain's Log. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. Be the best. And I'm out.
Peace.
Later.